بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. How are you, my students? I hope that you're happy and healthy and ready for today's lesson, which is Unit 4 Pairwork. Unit 4 Pairwork, which means we will be working in pairs, you and your friend or your colleague. But before we do that, open your workbooks, page 111 now. Open your workbooks, page 111. Exercise A. Unscramble the words and phrases. Unscramble the words and phrases. So what does it mean to unscramble? So you can see the words are scrambled. The letters are not in their correct places. They are scrambled. So you have to put the letters in the correct order to make up a word or a sentence, so to get the correct word. So in other words, you have to unscramble the letters. The first one you can see here is already done for you. It's the A-T-T-E-M-E-P, and the correct word is tempted. The correct word or the unscrambled word is tempted. So here you see it, T-T-E-M-E-P, and the correct word is tempted. So let's jump to the first one, number one, Y-O-M-R-L-A-L. Again, Y-O-M-R-L-A-L. This is the scrambled word, so you have to unscramble it, just like the first one here. So these letters, when you unscramble them, when you put them in the correct order, what's the correct word you get? Again, Y-O-M-R-L-A-L. I will help you a little. It begins with the letter M. So M is the first one. Okay, let's see the correct answer. It's the word morally. It's the word morally. You remember from our previous lesson the word morals and ethics. Number two, T-A-M-E-O-T-V-I. Again, T-E-M-E-O-T-V and the letter I. So this is the scrambled word. What's the correct word? How do we unscramble it? So I'll give you a hint. It begins also with the letter M. So the correct word also begins with the letter M. So what do we have here? Let's see the correct answer now. It's the word motivate. Motivate. Motivate is to make someone do something, to motivate him. Number three, S-H-A-V-I-N. S-H-A-V-I-N. So this is the scrambled word. How do we unscramble it? S-H-A-V-I-N. And the correct answer is, let's see the correct answer now. It's the word vanish. Do you remember the meaning of the word vanish? Yes, very good. Vanish is to make something disappear. Number four, R-A-D-E-D. R-A-D-E-D. So I'll give you a hint also. It begins with the letter D. It begins with the letter D. So the correct answer is, yes, very good. It's the word dread. Number five, this is a long one here. This is a long one. E-G-T-Y-A-W-H-I-T-W-T-I. So I think this one would be a little bit hard, but you can do it. Again, number five, E-G-T-Y-A-A-W-H-I-T-W-T-I. I. So, remember, they are words or phrases, maybe more than one word. So, what's the correct answer here? For the last time, these letters E, G, T, Y, A, A, W, H, I, T, W, T, I. So, did you get it? Okay, let's see. The correct answer here is get away with it. Get away with it. So this here is a phrase, just as I told you. Sometimes it's a phrase. So the correct answer here is get away with it. So we have 4 words here, which makes, of course, a phrase. Number 6, S-P-R-E-E-L-O-B-N-S-I. So again, S-P-R-E-E-L-O-B-N-S-I. So what's this word? What's this word? Again, S-P-R-E-E-L-O-B-N-S-I. So the correct answer is responsible. As I said before, this is a word, not a phrase. Responsible. Last one, S-E-A-N-O-R. Number 7. S-E-A-N-O-R. So the correct answer, it begins with an R here. It begins with the letter R. So, yes, very good. It's the word reason. So we have morally, motivate, vanish, dread, and here we have a phrase, get away with it, then responsible, and the last one is reason. Reason is to do with something that is logical. Reason. Very good. Jumping on to exercise B on the same page 111. Write the words from exercise A next to their definitions below. So exercise A, the one that we have just finished, we will write them in their correct places in front of their correct definition. So here we have definitions and we have to put the correct word in front of the correct definition. So the first one is already done for you. Responsible, be blamed for something, guilty for something that happened. Responsible, the first one is already done. Be blamed for something or being guilty for something that happened. Number 1, wanted to do something, usually wrong. Someone that is wanted for doing something, wanted to do something, this thing is usually wrong. So, what's the correct word? This is the definition here. Wanted to do something, usually wrong. So the correct word here is, let's see the correct answer, tempted. Tempted. To tempt someone is to want him to do something wrong. Number 2, fear. What's the word from exercise A that means fear? So let's see the correct answer here. It's the word dread. It's the word dread. Number 3, disappear. If you remember, I told you this one before. Disappear. Number 3, which word that means disappear? Yes, very good. Of course, it's the word vanish. Number 4, think through something logically. Think through something logically. To think about something logically. So, if you remember, we also talked about this one. Think through something logically. Number 4 is reason. As I told you before, reason means logic. Number 5, give someone a reason to do something or to get someone excited about something. Number 5, give someone a reason to do something, to make someone doing something, to give a reason for someone to do something, or to get someone excited about something. We also talked about this in exercise A. So, yes, that's correct. To motivate. To motivate someone is to get him to do something, giving him a reason to do something. Number 6, not be held responsible for something you do. Usually wrong. Number 6 here, not be held responsible, be held responsible for something you do. Usually wrong. So, what's the correct word here? To not be held responsible for something you did or you do, and this is usually the thing that you did is usually wrong. It's the word get away with. To get away with something, it means to not being accused, not being held responsible for doing something. Usually this thing is wrong. Last one, number 7 here, ethically, related to what is right or wrong. I think you will remember this one. Ethically, it means ethically or related to what is right or wrong. Number 7 here. Yes, the last one is morally. So morally, ethically, they are the same meaning. And if you remember in our previous lesson, the listen and discuss, we asked some question about the theme of the unit. What would you do? If you remember, one of your friends asked you to read a report he wrote for a science class. You read it and realize that he copied it directly from a website, so he didn't do it. Now you know that your friend cheated. What would you do? And this is the theme of the unit. If you remember in our previous lesson, this whole unit will be talking about hypothetical situations. What would you do if you see your friend doing something wrong, just like this one? So if you know now you know that he copied it from the internet. What would you do? Would you be telling the teacher about him, or maybe giving him advice later not to do it, and so on? We also asked some questions. What do you think the words moral and ethical mean? And have you ever been tempted to do something that wasn't right? Have you ever been tempted to do something wrong? Explain. Do you think in every situation there's always clear right and wrong thing to do? Do you think that in every situation you face, the right and wrong are clear, the right and wrong options are clear? For me, of course, I don't think that. So sometimes you don't know what's right or wrong. This is what we call a dilemma. A dilemma here, a situation in which a difficult choice has to be made between two or more alternatives, especially ones that are equally undesirable. And we also talked about moral and ethical. Moral and ethical are words that relate to ideas of right and wrong behavior. So moral and ethical are related to our behavior, what's right and wrong. Actions that are good or right are called moral or ethical. Actions that are bad might be called immoral or unethical. The opposite, immoral, notice the prefix here, im. Immoral, and the prefix here is un, unethical. So we have two choices, moral, immoral, ethical, and unethical. And if you remember also, we took some of these paragraphs that we have read about, examples of some dilemmas. So let's listen to them together again, just to remember them.
Dilemma number 1. Russ is at the airport to catch a flight. He is on his way to his brother's wedding. His flight is about to leave. As he runs through the terminal to his departure gate, an elderly man suddenly slips and falls in front of him. The man cries out in pain. Russ knows that if he stopped to help the man, he would miss his flight. If he missed his flight, he would miss his brother's wedding. Russ runs past the man as if he hadn't seen him. Would you have done what Russ did?
So this is here a dilemma. If you were in Russ's place, would you help the old man? and miss your brother's wedding, miss the flight, or would you stop to help him and miss the flight, of course? So which one is the correct or the moral way to go? To help the old man and miss the wedding, or to leave the old man and get on the plane and get to the wedding? Of course, because for me, I would go to the plane because I can't help him now because I'm out of time. If I help him, I would miss my flight, then I would miss my brother's wedding. Let's listen to the other dilemmas that we previously took.
Dilemma number 2. Mike is taking an extremely important history test. The test will determine whether he passes the class. Mike has been studying for the test day and night. He feels well prepared, but when the test is in front of him, Mike's mind goes blank. He can't remember anything. It is as if he had never studied. Sam is the best student in the class and is sitting right next to Mike. Sam's paper is close enough for Mike to see the answers. The teacher is not paying attention. Mike knows that if he copied Sam's answers, the teacher wouldn't see. What would you do if you were Mike? Dilemma number 3. A ship strikes an iceberg and 10 passengers crowd into a lifeboat that is only intended to hold 9. The lifeboat slowly starts to sink because of the extra weight. If it does, all 10 passengers will die in the freezing water. The captain considers his choices and decides to force the weakest individual out of the lifeboat. He reasons that if he did nothing, everyone would drown. This way only one person drowns, and this person would have drowned anyway. Others on the lifeboat feel that this choice is morally wrong. They say that if he did nothing, then even if none of them survived, at least no one would be responsible for anyone's death. If you were the captain, what would you do? Dilemma number 4. Mariana has struggled in science class for years. This year, to help motivate her, Mariana's parents have told her that if she receives a B on her report card, they will help her buy a cell phone. But Mariana has done poorly in the class and knows that her final grade will be a D. The day her report card is due to arrive in the mail, Mariana arrives home from school and is greeted by her parents with hugs and smiles. She takes a look at the report card and sees that her grade in science is an A. Clearly this is a mistake, but Mariana can get away with it if she doesn't say anything. The cell phone is only part of the reason that she's tempted not to say anything. She also dreads the idea of seeing the pride on her parents' faces vanish. What would you do if you were Mariana?
So now that we've listened again all of these dilemmas, if you remember these proverbs, all sunshine makes the desert, the Arabic proverb, and also we have another one, ask the experienced rather than the learned. And this is our lesson today, Pairwork. The objective is to come up with a morally challenging situation or a dilemma. Work with a partner to create a morally challenging situation or a dilemma. Find out what your classmates would do in the situation. So you and your colleague, pair work, you and your friend or colleague, try to come up with a situation that is a dilemma. You don't know what's right or what's wrong to do. As this question says here, work with a partner to create a morally challenging, just like the one that we've just listened to at the airport, the one with the old man and his flight. This is morally challenging. You don't know what's the right thing to do. So try to come up with a situation just like this one, morally challenging situation, or we call it a dilemma. Find out what your classmates would do in the same situation. When you come up with this situation or this dilemma, try to find out with your classmates what would they do in this situation. Here's a fun fact for you. According to a major testing organization, cheating among high school students in the US is rising. 86% of high school students agree that most students do cheat at some point. 86%, this is really high. Among middle school students, 2/3 said that they sometimes cheated on tests, And 9 out of 10 said that they had copied another student's homework. 9 out of 10, that's 90%. When asked why they cheated, students talked about the increased pressure to get good grades. Of course, this is the main reason, to get good grades. They also pointed out that cheaters are not usually caught, and if they are, the punishment is not very severe. If they were caught cheating, the punishment is not very severe, so they can get away with it. And with that, we reach the end of this lesson. See you next lesson, inshallah. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum.